I wanted to share something that happened today that just made my week and completely just blew me away. So, a little backstory. Before Rolling Hills, we were Linder Lawn, and I was not as much a part of the business. I was actually a school teacher. I taught art elementary and high school, and then I would do estimates in my free time. When we were having our first child, that's when I left teaching and I worked from home with our daughter and our subsequent children. So I went into the children's place today, and I didn't have my glasses on, so I really couldn't see who was behind the counter, but there was a voice and she said, "Mrs. Linder." And I stopped and said, and I called her name, but it wasn't the right name, but she looked so familiar. And she said, "No, it's Autumn." And it all came back to me. She was this quiet girl that was really sweet, that was in my class. And she went on to tell me about when she was a new student to the district. I was her art teacher in fifth grade, and it was a highlight for her art class. So it helped to make her less nervous, and it gave her something to look forward to. And fast forward to high school, and she found out that I was her art teacher there again and was super excited. I taught ceramics mostly, and she would come down during her class, and then if she was allowed during the following period, if she had her work done early, her teacher would give her permission to come down, and she would work with clay during the last period of the day as well. And she went on to tell me that it made such a huge impact in a day at a school that she really wasn't happy with, that it was the highlight. It kept her going, and it was very therapeutic for her. And just, told me how kind I was, and that after I had left, she had gone to cyber school instead. She was having some health problems and just, overall was not happy with school in person. So, she said, you just don't know the impact you had. I mean, she remembered that I shared with her, my sister's name is Autumn as well. And just had so many kind words. It blew me away that 10 years later, she still remembers me, remembers so many details vividly, and just that I made that impact. So needless to say, I teared up in the store, made my way outside, got in my van, and I cried because in a million years, I didn't think that I would be somebody that could have an impact. I've always loved teaching. Even when I was a little girl, I had a little easel, and my sister, I'd make her my student. And then I went and studied teaching and art therapy, pursued the teaching just because I was really heavily invested in student teaching and had a lot of focus there. When it comes to therapy, you need a master's to really pursue that further. And I wasn't interested in sticking with school straight through after my bachelor's. So I went the route of teaching, and I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the students. But my heart wasn't completely in the work that I was in. And I found that passion again when I thought it was that I just didn't like teaching. The reality was I do love teaching. I do have a passion for teaching, and I've now found a role where I can continue to teach, so I can do what I'm passionate about, and just over time learning more about hardscapes and the industry, I've developed a passion for that as well. So it's been a great experience. It's been a great fit for me, and just knowing that it wasn't necessarily teaching, it was just kind of not maybe in the right place, but to have that impact, that's what keeps me going with hardscapes too. That I know how serious it is to make sure that you're getting the right information to make the best decision, and I love being the one to help impart that knowledge. There are a lot of times where I hear things like, oh, I never heard anything like that from another contractor, or wow, that was really detailed. You have a mind like an engineer. So it does help. There are those little nuggets out there, but every time you hear it, it feels good. Even especially if you're having a bad day. So just wanted to share that story with you.